We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Ainias Smith, Texas A&M wide receiver. He's just like a gadget weapon in this class. One of my guys like that I would really like to see on day 3 go to, one of your favorite teams. Me as a Dolphins fan, I feel like Smith kind of fits in perfectly with what they like. Lots of played receiver, more of a slot receiver, but also can work out of the backfield, has running back experience, good vision, explosive player, really does a good job changing directions. I don't know if he has the greatest straight line long speed, but when, he has to really hit an extra gear, he can. Does a good job setting up his routes. Like, he can run some good routes. This is versus Brian Branch, who, was a good player last year as a rookie in the NFL. Setting this up, just gliding into this, raises that pad level like he's gonna, hit a stop right here and break, and then hits him with a foot fire, boom, hard stab to the inside, which gets Branch to shift his weight to the inside like that, and then boom, he explodes past him over the top, tracks it in pretty well. Smith is a little undersized, would like to see him have more play strength. Doesn't do the best work versus press, but like when he's in the slot and the way he'll be used in the NFL, he's not going to face too much press, just based on his skill set. But yeah, just an absolute gadget of a weapon, explosive, makes plays with the ball in his hands, and also can do some work down the field. And then you line him in the backfield, and he has good vision, good feel for the game, like that aspect to what he brings. You get to see him working out of the backfield here. Definitely something he was comfortable doing at Texas A&M, like especially earlier on in his career. Like, he played more of a running back role, and so he can do that stuff comfortable. Getting him all aligned on linebackers, things like that. Get him with a competent offensive coordinator. I could see him doing a lot of things. Even though he doesn't have the greatest play strength, I do think he does a good job of at least breaking some tackles, like some weak arm tackles. He'll stay on his feet, show some good balance, fight for extra yards, runs a guy over there, then, going against, a lesser team, but it's still fun to see him play. Definitely plays with toughness for a smaller guy. And, 5'9", 190, that's not some bad weight to have on a 5'9" frame. So, do like that he can do some running back stuff, get him out of the backfield, use him as a matchup, mismatch. And also, haven't mentioned yet, special teams fiend, maybe with the new return stuff. Like, he absolutely killed it as a returner, one of the best returners. That's where he really gets to show off like that explosiveness in his vision. And then, yeah, that's just another part of his game that's really exciting to watch. Here we get to see him in the slot versus Bama. Just, quick break to the outside, splitting the zone. And this is just like really impressive. Catch with your hands, and he's about to just get destroyed, but he's able to, brace for the big hit. So, him hanging onto the ball, expecting to take a big hit like that. He shows off the toughness there, but then barely running game, being a running back. Decent job overall as a route runner, working pace, working leverage, change of direction. I think he can do, an overall better job at time with his nuance in his stem, but he does show flashes of some good stuff here, with foot fire. Nice job with his tempo, mixing up the tempo, making it hard to read, and then leading into the DB. And then once he's, running this whip, hard change direction to get out of it, he uses that physicality to also create some separation. So nice to see that, for a smaller guy, create some separation, using, your hands, your arms, play strength, things like that. That is a fun part of an Ainias Smith game. Here's a running back. This is stuff that I love to see. He did running back stuff while, Spiller was there, while Achane was there. Two guys, we went to the NFL, definitely running backs ahead of him, and they would still give him some carries, even with those two guys in the offense. And he's definitely comfortable with it, definitely change direction, and then reach for the end zone here. Vision to see the hole, hard change direction, very sudden in the open field, makes guys miss. Boom, quick feet, makes that first guy miss, instantly chain into the next one to get a bend away from the two defenders, brace for contact, land on top of one, and then have the field awareness. Maybe not the smartest play to just, reach for the end zone, got a fumble, but to feel where the end zone is and reach for it and get in there, that is impressive stuff, especially while you're laying on the back of a guy. Really, really enjoy a nice skill set. Very fun player to watch. Returner, slot, running back, can do it all. Fun mismatch. Hope he ends up in the right system. Would be a fun player for Miami for sure. Reunite him with Achane. Get him in because to me he'll probably be like a round 5-ish type player, which is always a fun, dynamic to get a player like this in that round. I feel like you can always kind of find, maybe undersized guys that don't have like a specific role in those areas. And if a team, knows how to use them, they can get the most out of them. And he's willing, to work the field, running down the seam here in the slot, dip the shoulder to avoid the reroute. Does a good job of fighting the contact, which is nice to see. Get your head around once you, get down into that soft spot versus zone. You get past the seam flat defender, get upfield, get prepared to take the ball's coming out late, gets hit by a safety, but still hangs on to it, which is nice. Shows that toughness again, ready to hang on to it. Good job with his hands. He's a pretty decent, pretty decent hands. Sometimes he'll catch with his body, but when he does catch with his hands, he usually hangs on to it. Toughness, takes the hit, and then still, like, stays on his feet a little bit, too, there, which is impressive. He starts to stumble out of it. Doesn't have perfect balance, but he doesn't just go down right away, which definitely shows me he definitely has some balance part of his game. Balance, toughness. Good job in his route stem. Using eyes to manipulate here. Love that. See the body language, get this safety off his spot. Break this back to the inside. He can do some work down the field. We saw it on the slot fade on the first play that I showed. Some more work down the seam. Selling, like the corner, run to the post. Adjust your angle away from the safety. You see where the ball is. Pretty good work overall from Ainias Smith. Like his skill set. He's going to be more of like a short to intermediate guy, I feel like, the next level. Let him utilize his yak. Let him do stuff, in the slot out of the backfield. He does, he does have some return touchdowns where he dropped it initially. So, got to work on that. Make the initial clean catch. But the new return rules, because Ainias did a good job in the punt return game, but then as a kick returner, I'm excited to see how some of these guys end up looking. And you can see some of the example of his, yards after catch. Nothing too crazy in the route stem here. I do like the angles that he takes here. He doesn't float down the field. He gets sharp, get down the field horizontally, which is nice to see. So, the subtle details are there. Catch the ball with your hands, and then boom. Hard change direction after you catch it. To get out, make the guy miss. Fight, use your hands. Get in the, even show some toughness there. It doesn't go down, which I love to see. But it's just the explosiveness, the feel for the game. He's very instinctive with the ball in his hands. And I feel like, he can be an exciting player to watch at the next level. Really enjoy watching Ainias Smith go to work. One of, my favorite gadget types that you can get in this class. Not many players overall like that can play, I think, both receiver and running back. So Smith has a pretty unique skill set. But if he ends up with the wrong team that doesn't know how to use it, he'll, that's why it can be very role specific for him. And these players can be pretty hit or miss at the next level. It very much depends on where they end up. So he definitely needs a good offensive mind that has an idea how to use him. Because these players at the next level, like I was saying, very hit or miss. They either have great careers or they disappear quickly because of that first coach they end up going to. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.